Hello everyone and welcome to my Season of Discovery Phase 3 leveling guide. In this guide I'll be talking about different ways you can level up, some tips and tricks and even preparations if you're watching this video before the release of Phase 3. If you're going to level up with questing, you'll most likely also be doing this in Strength of 1, at least for a couple of levels. But remember, there's going to be the PvP event happening every 3 hours. During this event you will not be able to interact with the Flight Master and fly away. But did you know you can log out and log back in instantly and also have a couple of seconds where you have enough time to once again interact with the NPC to fly away. In Phase 2 it has been such a decent way to level up all characters with the old raid BFD. In Phase 3 we can continue leveling up, but this time in the raid Nomargan. So I would highly recommend you to do this as often as possible and maybe even prepare a 10-man raid team for the release of Phase 3. What we also gotta remember is that when you level up this way, you will also be gaining some decent rare and epic items. And these you can even use when you reach level 50 and you have to head into the new 20-man raid Sunken Temple. For those of you watching this video before the release, try to also prepare 20 completed quests so you're ready to hand these in at the launch day. It will get you to level 41 in next to no time, and it's gonna be a huge benefit as you will be ahead of most people out there. This way, you will also be able to go to a no questing zone before other people, so you will have next to no competition. You can also prepare other things, like items that begins a quest, so you have the opportunity to have even more than 20 completed quests prepared. On top of this, you can also purchase all the different green hills of Stranglethorn, so you can hand these in to complete 5 additional quests. And for those of you that hasn't completed the Alliance Cloth Quartermaster quest in each individual main city, then you should prepare 60 wool, 60 silk and 60 mage weave cloth. And this is for each individual place. There's going to be a total of 4 for Alliance and for Horde. Apparently at the launch day we will also get the buff that increases our experience gain by 50%. It will work from 40 to 49, so leveling will be a lot quicker. And talking about leveling up even quicker, then I would also highly recommend you to use this leveling guide. It's going to make your journey a lot more easy, especially if you plan to level up many characters from 40 to 50, or maybe even from level 1 to 50. It will guide you through the best possible route, no matter what class or faction you're playing, yeah, even what race you're playing. It will automatically detect you and also what quest you have already completed, so you're ready to go to the next step. Another cool thing about this leveling guide is that there's also a rune collecting feature built in. It will tell you how and where you collect all the different runes. Yeah, this will even be updated in Phase 3 so you know where you pick up these. You can try out the add-on completely free and it works all the way up to level 21. The free version will also come with the rune collecting add-on so you can see if you like it or not. You can also purchase the full version that will work up to 50 and in Phase 4 up to 60, and this is a one-time purchase only, and you can use it on all your characters. To try out this add-on for free, make sure to use the link below the video, and for the full version, make sure to add my discount code GUIDEMMO to get a discount. As you're leveling up, you should also remember to get the different world buffs. Blizzard has confirmed that the Nomargan world buff will be working all the way up until you reach level 50, so this will be increasing your leveling speed even further. You can also increase the experience you gain by 3% for 2 hours by obtaining this cozy sleeping bag. You obtain this from a quest chain, and the quest chain itself I've already covered in another guide. You can find this guide in the description or on my channel. What's also quite amazing about this item is that other party members can use your cozy sleeping bag and claim the 3% experience buff. Here's a quick teleporting trick if you have a cooldown on your Hearthstone and you would like to go to a main city. You should then be looking for a player in that main city and tell him or her to sign you up to a battleground. When you enter the battleground and you leave, then you will be taken to the location where that player signed you up, and you won't really harm the battleground itself as another player will take your spot. Earlier in the video I talked about world buffs. If the Dark Moon Fair is up, you should also try to speak to this NPC and get the 2 hours world buff. In my case I always choose the first one as it will increase my damage done by 10% for 2 hours. And then you can store this buff together with some of the other world buffs in your Chronoboom displacer. Then you activate this whenever you need the buff, or you could also deactivate it or well store it once again in a Chronoboom displacer if you need to go AFK or fly from one destination to another one. No matter when you're watching this video, try to complete your level 40 epic crafted quest chain. Doing this allows you to also speak to this NPC in Stranglethorn or well in Booty Bay, and it will take you to Ferralas. So if you're already in Booty Bay, you could save a lot of travel time simply by speaking to this NPC when you have to either level up in Forellas or maybe even farm different materials. Talking about saving time, then in phase 2 you could prepare all the different flight paths you'll need for your level 40 to 50 journey. If you're watching this video way too late, well then you could prepare the different flight paths you'll need in phase 4 from 50 to 60. So now that I've already covered the different preparations and things we can do to increase our leveling speed, you might also be wondering where you should be leveling from 40 to 50. Well, it all depends how you prefer to level up. You could be questing or just farming the same dungeons over and over until you reach max level. If you plan to dungeon farm, then I would probably do Scarlet Monastery Cathedral, Uldaman or Razorfen Downs from 40 to 45, and then at 45 or maybe a bit before swap to Sulphur Rack, as there's a lot of quests to do here. Same case with Marathon. The big benefit of dungeon farming is that when you're in here there will be no competition whatsoever. You'll be gaining a ton of experience and also amazing loot, maybe even some pre-raid biz loot that you'll be using at level 50. When you're farming in the open world, at least on a PvP server, there will be not only competition, but also the opportunity that you could end up getting killed by another player. Nonetheless, questing can also be extremely fast, especially if you know what route to follow or what quest you will need to do in the correct order. And with the experience being increased by 50%, then I could see questing probably being the fastest way to level 50. Unless you of course have an amazing pumper group that will just be spell cleaving or melee cleaving through the different dungeons. The clip you see right here and what you have seen in the past minutes is from a dungeon leveling guide where I talk about all the important quests you need to pick up as both factions. I will leave a link to this video in the description below this one. Earlier in the video I mentioned I was going to quest to 50. Well, in the beginning I'll of course hand in my 20 completed quests and then do a quick Nomargan to get a lot of experience. And then I will start questing in the different zones. The two first zones I will go to is going to be Arathi Highlands, but also Eldrake Mountains. Most quests here will be level 38 to around 43, and all of them pretty much elite or well group quests, so they're going to reward a lot of experience. Then I'll try to finish as many quests as possible in Stranglethorn, mainly the slaying quests, but also where you'll need to slay different elites at the middle of the zone. The southern part I'll keep for later on. Next, I will head to Swamp of Sorrows, where I'll most likely either reach level 43 or 44. Then it's time for me to head to Daenerys, and here you can easily stay up to around 46 or 47. This all depends if you do the dungeon Sulphur Rack. I would highly recommend you to do it, as there's going to be a lot of amazing rewards, but also a ton of experience from the quest. Next, head to the zone for Forellas, where you can get at least 1, yeah maybe even 2 levels of experience. And then it will be perfect to go back to Stranglethorn and finish the southern part with the pirates and other elite quests. Followed by going to the Hinterlands. Once you have finished the zone, you'll either be level 48, yeah maybe even level 49, and then it's perfect for you to go back to either Daenerys or start questing in Searing Gorge. Whatever you do, it's all gonna be fine. Searing Gorge is amazing as there's many quests to do, but you could also keep this area for phase 4. That's at least what I will be doing, as I feel like it will be important to keep some quest areas for when you have to level from 50 to 60, else you might end up being forced to actually dungeon farm in the beginning before you'll have any quest to do. If you're mainly interested in classic Season of Discovery content, or maybe just WoW classic content, then make sure to check out my channel. There you'll find a ton of different videos and guides that you might also find useful.